Hello, my name is Rowan Gotobed, my pronouns are he, him. I'm the artistic director of Dorset Born and I'm currently directing Georgia and the Iceberg, our new show for 7+. I am a white man in my early 20s with brown curly hair, blue eyes, and I'm wearing a blue jumper and blue jeans. Georgia and the Iceberg is about Georgia, a 12-year-old girl who goes to Antarctica on holiday to visit her big sister Helena, who's a scientist. She discovers, while she's there however, that this giant iceberg is on a collision course with a nearby penguin colony. And all she can do is team up with a runaway penguin who's also a bit cheeky to try and warn the penguins of this oncoming collision and save the day. It's also really a play about how the human world and the natural world coexist with climate change and all these forces of nature coming up against each other. But it's going to be a really exciting and thrilling production. We've been working on this show now for nearly 2.5 years, which is quite a scary thought. But originally I was really inspired by this news story about this real-life iceberg in Antarctica that was threatening the penguin colonies of South Georgia. And at the time I was training with the Unicorn Theatre in London, which makes a fantastic new place for young people. So I imagined, okay, what happens if you're a young person and you're stuck in a similar situation? Thus, Georgia and the Iceberg was born. We did an R&D last year here in Lighthouse and also at the Lyric Theatre in Bridport, where we kind of created the show and then we wanted to tour it in the southwest as the first show for Dorset Born. Since the R&D, we've been able to get lots more funding from the Arts Council, which has helped us make the show even bigger, bolder and better than ever. As part of this, we're also able to make it accessible, so we're doing creative captioning for every performance and some BSL interpretation for certain performances as well. We've also got pretty much a new team. We've still got our brilliant designer Layla, and we've been involved with our old producer and our old co-director Priya in terms of dramaturgy and further support. We've got some brilliant new producers, 2 fantastic actors, and a whole team bringing the world of Georgia and the Iceberg to life. Georgia and the Iceberg is for 7 and up, specifically Key Stage 2, because I know a lot of people are doing Antarctica at school at the moment. We'd love these young people to come along and see it with their families because it really is a show for absolutely everyone. And especially in Dorset, we'd love to try and meet people who maybe don't normally go to the theatre or don't think the theatre's for them, because this is definitely the kind of show that if you love Studio Ghibli films, if you love Disney, if you love Harry Potter, anything magical and exciting, you'll absolutely adore this show. Dorset Born was formed last year by me, and one of the big things I wanted to do is I want to try and create new plays here in Dorset. We don't currently have a producing theatre, which means that sometimes the area is maybe underrepresented or our stories don't get told with the same fervour as elsewhere in the world. So I really am delighted to be supporting other emerging artists in the area. We're an associate company of National Youth Theatre, and as well as Georgia and the Iceberg, which is our first show, which will be touring all the way around Dorset and the further southwest, we're also going to be creating new shows with Paul Museum and the National Trust in the near future.